Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. Today's question is, how can I improve my finances? This can obviously mean that you're in work, out of work, you're doing okay but you could do with a bit more money, or some of you are really perhaps getting desperate for money. If you are really in trouble financially, now might be the time to get in the professionals, like get involved with a debt charity or some sort of financial advisor, or taking it seriously in looking for work. There's only so much tarot can do. You really do have to take practical action in order to get yourself out of a bit of mess. But this is going to really sort of help you direct your attentions to focus your mind on what you need to be looking at in order to improve your finances. So we've got option 1, option 2 and option 3. As always, I'm going to put the timestamps to these 3 readings in the description box and the comment section. If you want to book a private reading with me, then you can email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. All of my contact details and various links are in the description box if you would like to find them. Otherwise, let's move on to the readings. I want you to think about your financial situation, the things that you know that you're doing right and the things that you know you are doing wrong. Be honest with yourself and think about the question, how can you improve your financial situation? Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and meditate on the question. When you're ready, make your choice between the 3 options. And if you need a little bit more time, then please press pause, because I'm now going to be moving on to the first reading. Okay, those of you that chose option 1, here is your reading. So how can you improve your financial situation? In case you skipped the introduction, as always I say that this is no replacement for proper debt advice or financial advice. And if you're at the stage where you really need to start thinking about this seriously, now is the time to get the professionals. But if you're just sort of quite keen to improve, you know, the way you look at money and so on, this will be all right. So these 3 cards, which is the Gilded Tarot, represent how you can attract money towards yourself at this time. And then the Wildwood Tarot shows us how you can improve your finances, what you need to be doing and getting on thinking about. So in order to attract money towards yourself, you need 8 of Wands, okay, King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So what we have here are 3 cards that are really telling you to just get on with something, because we've got the 8 of Wands. So some of you have been offered a financial opportunity. Maybe it's a new job or extra hours or a bonus, or you've just heard about a new way of boosting your income. You need to seize it. This is the 8 of Wands. It's a fast moving card. It's about taking action, being swift, moving forward. It's across a distance as well for some of you, but you know, mainly it's just do it, move forward, move quickly. You haven't got much time. You need to act now. So if you've suddenly had a good idea or something, start working on it. And this is going to attract money towards yourself. It's sort of sending out the right message to the universe that you are ready for investment. King of Pentacles. I think for some of you, what you really need to do to attract money to yourself is to believe you deserve it. And actually quite a lot of people don't have a belief that they deserve money. They think they're trapped in their economic circumstances, so that if your family have always been sort of working but poor, not very well paid, that's what you're destined to have. And that's not true. We all have the potential to be incredibly wealthy. It's just, do we prioritise that in our lives? Do we work really hard and put business first and earning our careers first, earning potential first? Or do we spread ourselves a bit thinner and sort of invest in our families and our emotional life more? Some of you just need to sort of take it seriously and believe that you can be wealthy and the provider. For some of you, it might resonate that this person is someone that you can turn to as a mentor, that they can help you as a provider. Maybe they can help by financing your idea, or offering you help that's worth more than money, like their mentorship, that they can just sort of help you workshop your ideas and sort of tell you where not to make mistakes that they have made in the past. But it's definitely an investment of some sort, either in yourself or possibly someone around you. Queen of Cups. So to attract money towards yourself, you need to do something to do with your emotions. It's you need to be sensitive, to have empathy, to come forward with your feelings, and also your creativity and artistic abilities. So some of you might be able to I don't know, paint or something and sell your paintings, or go busking, if that's legal where you are, you know, go busking in your town centre, or to do something where you express your emotions, how you feel about things, and this is going to attract money to you. Maybe this is it. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to do something really creative. You've suddenly had this burst of an idea of something artistic or creative, and you're like burning to do it, and you can. And if you believe in yourself and believe that you have every right to be wealthy enough to provide and support your own lifestyle, that will start attracting money towards you. I think generally the message is believe in yourself and just do it. Believe in yourself. So there might be a few people watching the video that know they're capable of it, they just doubt themselves at this time, but you can do it. So how can generally you improve your financial situation? So this is really something that you need to take action to make this a reality. You know, you need to start thinking about doing these things. And we have, the Guardian, which is the Death card. I think, is it the Death card here? Or is it the Devil card? The Queen of Arrows, Swan. The Five of Arrows, Frustration. It is the Devil card. It's in this deck. This is the Devil card. So you need to let go of what is binding you. Whether it's a sense of you can't move forward, you can't do what you want, you can't have what you want. That, you know, this idea of you ask for more money per hour, that you're going to have your hours reduced or sacked or whatever. Let go of that feeling that you can't have what you want. If you're in a job that doesn't pay very well but demands a lot of you and doesn't make you happy, move on from it. You're bound to it when you don't need to be. You can just get up and leave. There is other work out there for you, and you need to start going out and finding it, and that will attract a better paid job to you. So you need to, you need to change. You're bound to something. You need to free yourself. Some of you just need to go back to, the core of yourself, the skeleton, the bare bones of you, and look at why perhaps your financial situation is quite poor. Are you overspending? Have you got this idea that your financial opportunities are limited where you are? Really look at it and say, why am I like this? Because once you've established why your financial situation is the way that it is, you can really start then to plan how to get yourself out of it. If you know exactly why your finances are so poor, then the message is take action, change it, stop what you're doing. Because you've got the Queen of Arrows, which is the Queen of Swords. She's moving on. She's moving from this pond into a bigger one. She has feelings about it. She has emotions. She's looking over her shoulder at what's being left behind, but she's not letting it stop her. She knows, her head is telling her what to do. She knows what she has to do, and she's doing it. So some of you, this is why I think some of you might know exactly what the issue is. If you've been sort of relatively comfortable where you are, that you're a big fish in a little pond, now is the time to be a little fish in a big pond, to Time to move on, to expand, to leave behind what is no longer serving you and move towards something new. A challenge, a better situation, a healthier situation or environment. Some of you just need to move away from what you're doing now into something better. And this is interesting because it's frustration, Five of Arrows. It's, you know, sort of that the struggle. It's the win at all costs. Some of you are currently frustrated and you need to move beyond that. Move beyond and forget, you know, maybe you've worked very hard recently to improve your finances and you don't feel that you're getting anywhere fast. I mean, you don't feel that this is happening and you're frustrated. Well, you've got to let that go. You're bound by it. It's binding you. It's holding you back. You know, you're not targeting properly. You know, this archer here is trying to hit the goat, sheep, ram, and he can't. He's just flinging his arrows off all over the place and missing his target because he's not taking the time to aim properly. And he's still not. He's just this arrow is just going to go phew, you know, wasted all these arrows. So some of you are not focusing your energies properly, or your mind properly, or your attitudes properly. Some of you, you know, the arrows, because it's a money reading, could represent the money and you're just frittering it away. And you need instead to focus your finances where they should be spent and not, you know, perhaps you're a bit of an impulse buyer where it's just to satisfy your emotions at that time. And then once you've got it, you think, well, I don't actually really need or want this particular product or item, and what am I going to do with it now? Yeah. Some of you need to accept frustration. If you are overspending and you know that by cutting back on that, it's going to be frustrating for you because you're used to getting what you want when you want it. You're not perhaps used to being without. You're used to the excitement of shopping. And you need to accept that it's going to be frustrating. So you need to take action that will make you frustrated or frustrate your desires, because your desires are binding you to something that's unhealthy or negative. And it's now time to leave that behind and move on. And that will improve your finances. I mean, for some of you, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups might represent your parents, your mom and your dad, or the emotional one versus the provider and the logical sort of earthy, realistic, grounded one. So some of you might need to go home to your parents in order to improve your financial situation, whether that's because you need to live with them for a bit until you get yourself back on your feet financially, or whether there are just more opportunities back at home in your hometown, or being with them will ground you for a bit and allow you to get back on a sort of an emotional even keel. You know, that if you're overspending because of troubles with your feelings, because you've been disappointed, broken relationship, all the rest of it, and that will get your finances under control, improve your financial situation. If it's a case of that you're relatively a good earner, you're just thinking that you want to carry on earning more, I mean, I don't see that the message is any different. You just have to adapt it. There's something to do with travelling towards somebody that represents the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, emotional people. And by going there, maybe there will be an opportunity to be found, or that you will feel excited about something, and it will facilitate you being able to improve your financial situation by being able to remove yourself from a negative situation, to gain a bit more independence for yourself and deal with this frustration, however it manifests for you. And then maybe more work will be released to, you know, this sense of people see that you're in a much better place, you're in a much more positive attitude, that you're maybe you're relaxed and at ease because you've basically been at home with your family and you're not as stressed, or that because you're not stressed about it, it frees up sort of mental capacity for yourself, and you're able to see things clearly, or even just have the leisure time and the space to work on a project or come up with an idea. It could come through in any of those ways. Yeah. You just need to leave something behind and move towards something new, and that's what will improve your financial situation. And what that is really depends on you as an individual. You just need to adapt the reading to suit your particular situation. So those of you that chose option 1, that is your reading. Thank you very much for listening. If you would like a private reading with me, then email oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and I will send you my price list and we can have a chat. Otherwise, please take very good care of yourself and all the best for the future. Bye. Hello, those of you that chose option 2, this is your reading. How can you improve your finances? So at first we have the Gilded Tarot, and this is going to be looking at how you can attract money towards yourself, and the Wild Wood Tarot, which is how can you improve your financial situation. So as always, if you are really in trouble with your finances and it's serious, now is the time to seek help from a professional rather than turning to tarot readings. Right, so how can you attract money towards yourself? 7 of Cups, the Empress, 3 of Pentacles. Okay, this is clear. To attract money towards yourself, you need to, there's an idea, an imagination, or even choices. There's something, you've got a lot of options in front of you, and I suspect it's something to do with how you feel about things, your creativity, as I say, your imagination. Some of you might be writers, musicians, artists, and you're thinking, I've got so many ideas, I cannot choose one. Well, you do need to choose one. You need to choose one to focus on above all the others. And when you do, you need to nurture it. You need to manifest it and make it reality. You need to put the time in and be devoted to it, and feel encouraged to give birth to it, to make it a reality. And this is going to attract money to you. Whether it's a sense of that this will open up opportunities for you, I don't know. Or whether it's this sort of your mental and emotional attitude changes so that you start to see things in a different way, and that allows opportunities for money to come into you. But you need to work on it. 3 of Pentacles, you need to work on it. And I think this is the key, the hard work. That by working on this idea or this creativity and making it real, and actually physically making it a reality, this man is working, he's like an iron, a blacksmith working on iron and the pentacles, and he's making them. You know, it might be a collaboration for some of you, but it's certainly making something a reality, physically crafting at it. And I think that's what's going to attract money to you. It could be something that you make yourself at home and sell, or something, as I say, that's more creative, that you really need to have to work on and collaborate with others. And through that, maybe more employment opportunities come around. You sort of increase your reputation, and that allows money to come through in the way of investments, or, as I say, maybe an income or a side income. That's quite a clear message, really. You just got to create something. You've got to make it reality. So what can you do to improve your financial situation? So you need to think about controlling something, being in charge of something, being the authority of it. And I think this might be being in control of yourself in terms of your creativity, your creative endeavour. We have the Great Bear, which is judgment. So that might be just hearing the call to change or to create. And the Mirror, that's the Hanged Man. You've got 3 major arcana cards here. Well, you've got 4 including the Empress. So you've got to really be in control of your financial situation now, and you have the ability to be in control of it. I think this might be a slow process, one where you need a lot of patience, one where, say you are creating something new, it's going to be a slow creation. It's not going to happen overnight. It might take you twice as long as you would think it's going to. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be any good. It could be that because you spend double the length of time on it, it makes it twice as good, 4 times as good, 6 times as good, because you've invested so much time and energy in it. But you've got to be patient, or it might be that you create quickly and you have to be patient about your financial situation improving. But we've got the Green Man, which is the Emperor, and it's about, again, manifesting, but through your authority, through confidence in yourself, through self-control. So some of you really need to control yourself when it comes to your finances, whether that's not budgeting properly or very well, not being maybe necessarily very practical when it comes to your income. You know, the emperor has to rule a country, he has to know everything that's going on and judge accordingly. And you do have the Great Bear, which again is sort of the judgment card. So you need to start being honest with yourself, firm with yourself, and discipline yourself when it comes to your financial situation. Whether that's that you're just coasting by in a sort of mid-range job that's never going to get you anywhere particularly, but it's all right and it pays the bills. I don't know, or whether it is something to do with you have negative attitudes towards money, that you'll just spend it. As soon as you're paid, it's gone. Next we have the Great Bear, which is, I mean, I think it does include bravery, because it's about knowing that you have to get past this sort of scary looking bear and get through into there, which is the new life, the new you. This is the judgment card, so it's like hearing the call, knowing it's the way to go in the path. But it's scary, it's being reborn. So some of you really need to rethink what you're doing with your finances in your life. What you're doing now is just no good. And it could be settling, as I say, for a job that's not any good enough, or that you're not being creative enough, you're not working towards something enough. If you're like there saying, but I'm desperate for a job and I'm really, really, really trying for a job, you're not, you know, you have other options that you're not looking at that might be better off for you. And you might not be, you know, your standards might not be high enough. You probably do need to raise your standards higher. But this is important. It's about really starting again, about knowing now is the time to move forward, move on. Next we have the Mirror, which is patience, waiting, mysticism, spirituality. So I think this is about looking deep within and thinking about an alternative way of living, of doing things, about seeing the reflection. She's got a mirror, she's got a hand up to the moon. You know, there's this person over there that's just sort of, you know, are they asleep, or are they, you know, is it a Viking funeral? But you need to be patient and I think reflect on what's going on in your finances and look within. And as I say, take control of it. So if you know that you're selling yourself too short, if you know that you're not doing the best you can with your money, if you know that there are other opportunities that you're not looking at, whether that's a sense of inferiority or insecurity, it doesn't matter. You've got to look within. Otherwise you're always going to stay where you are and stay the same. There's a big call to change in your finances at the moment. There's a big call to change, to try and improve your situation, and a great opportunity for you to do that. And I feel that there's quite a lot of you that are just not doing that. You know, you've got to reap what you sow. That you've got to invest in something and then expect you just rewards. So it's about making sure that if you do collaborate, that you get what you deserve from the work you put in, and being willing to wait until you get that. So if you're trying to find the right group to work with and you can't, that's fine. Just keep going on and keep looking and keep waiting, being patient and sort of trying different groups of people till you find the right one. Because when you do, then everything will be fine. So those of you that chose option 2, that's your reading. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you would like to book a private reading with me, then you can contact me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. I wish you all the best of luck with the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. Hello everybody that chose option 3, this is your reading. So I've split it into 2 as always, and we have 3 cards from the Gilded Tarot which reflect how you can attract money towards yourself, and 3 cards from the Wildwood Tarot deck which answer the question, how can you improve your finances? So if you are really in some financial difficulty, maybe now is time to speak to a professional rather than a tarot reader. But if you're just generally hoping to improve your finances, this will be all right. But if it's really, really serious, seek help from somebody who can give you the best advice possible. So what do you need to do in order to attract money towards yourself? 8 of Swords, Temperance, and the Queen of Wands. So what your message to attract money towards yourself, which is usually the first step in improving your finances, is okay, you need to sort of decide where you're going. You know, the 8 of Swords is not knowing which direction to move towards. You've got too many thoughts and words being said towards you. Maybe everybody has an opinion and you're just like can't move for someone telling you what they think you should do. Or your own voice constantly in your head saying, maybe for some of you, that you'll never earn decent money, you're not meant to have a good lifestyle. Lots of negativity, paranoia, insecurity even, and you need to let go of that. You need to take off the blindfold, move away from all those thoughts and clear them up. Let go of the things that don't serve you anymore, any negative thought processes, and just focus on what you can do, what's practical, what's realistic. Why are you in this financial situation? Is it through your own poor money management? Is it because of lack of opportunity where you are? There's only poorly paid jobs? Is it because you're not exploiting your talents? You've got to balance out your emotions and your feelings. You've got to try and be calm and patient. You've got to be healthy for some of you. Some of you are not mentally or emotionally or physically healthy, and you need to find that in order to improve your finances, because this might be for some of you heavily impacting your ability to earn money. Maybe you're not at work because of it, or that you can't earn overtime or bonuses or promotions that you are capable of, but because maybe there's this sense of it's not for you, and you've tried and you've failed, and it's always no, it's just not happening for you because of this sense of failure. You sort of already decided the answer's no before you've even started, because what you need to do is feel confident, to feel warm and vibrant and capable, that you're talented and that people will want to employ you, and why shouldn't they? You are everything they need. It's about being a bit showy-offy, not arrogant or an absolute nightmare to be around, but being confident, not being afraid to blow your own trumpet and get the attention that you need. This is what draws me to think that some of you are just not putting your head above the parapet to try and see if you can get some extra money your way, in the way of overtime or the rest of it, or promotions. But you need to feel confident about yourself and capable, rather than inferior. So how can you improve your financial situation? We have the Seer, which is the High Priestess. We have the 9 of Arrows, which is dedication, and we have the Queen of Bows, Hair. That's interesting because this is also the Queen of Wands. So in order to improve your financial situation, you need to draw on your own instincts, about your own knowledge of yourself. Some of you, it's a hidden knowledge, a secret knowledge that nobody probably knows, that you perhaps have studied this subject, or you have a great deal of knowledge on a particular, as I say, subject or theme or whatever, that you have these skills, not because you've been actively hiding them, but because perhaps they're just a hobby, but you're a very proficient hobbyist, and you really know your stuff, and you probably do your work to a professional level. this might be in terms of employment that you've already got, that people don't realise that you have ambitions to get a promotion, to be a leader, or that you have a greater knowledge and have a greater capability than the level that you are currently working at. And this is what you need to do. You need to express this knowledge and draw on it. So some of you really know something very well, and that could earn you money. And it's probably something that not many people know about you. For others, it could be your spirituality. In order to improve your finances, you need to draw on your spirituality, and that might be just to give you the strength to do something that's difficult, like deal with negative spending patterns or mental attitudes. So, you know, if some of you are shopaholics and you're just spending more than you've got, and it's not even on the basics of life, it's just the things that make you happy, and then you're very sad because you've overspent, you need to deal with it and draw on your own sense of worth and your, you know, spirituality. You're obviously interested in tarot readings, to draw on that to give you the strength to improve your finances. And you need to dedicate yourself to it. You need to, whatever distractions come your way, you need to deflect them, like this girl is deflecting all these 8 arrows, and focus your arrow on what you're going to be doing in the future, what's happening. Dedicate yourself to it. Now, whether this is a particular job, a particular budget for your finances, or whether it's a mental attitude, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you realise you need to do in order to improve your finances, you need to dedicate yourself to it. So if it is a case of using your sort of your knowledge that's sort of been a bit of a secretive, or that you've not been particularly revealing about, you need to dedicate yourself to that coming to the front and maybe trying to earn some money from it. You know, it might be a second career for a lot of you, that it's something you do on the side and it's just going to bring you in a nice bit of money that you enjoy, but it might not be a full-time job. And the Queen of Bows, another Queen of Wands, you need to be exactly that. You need to have confidence in yourself, be committed, be protective, warm-hearted, curious, and keen to defend what you're trying to build. You know, some of you are too hard on yourself, and you need to be a bit more forgiving and loving. And that's not like with an emotional sort of, oh, you know, I really do try hard. It's more, do you know what, I'm really trying hard, I'm going to forgive myself a bit, but there's still more to go. It's a grown-up, warm-hearted, loving. And you need to pay attention to what's going on around you. So that's sort of creating a budget and sticking to it and making sure there's no unexpected expenditure. And that's what you need to dedicate yourself to. But whatever you need to do in terms of your financial situation, and I think this is all to do with mental attitude. You know, it doesn't seem to me to have any issues about opportunities. I think you do have the opportunities. I think that you're just not taking them because of this 8 of Swords and possibly even this High Priestess energy of not saying anything, keeping quiet. Well, I think you need to open up in order to improve your attracting money towards yourself and your financial situation. You need to stop hiding your light under a bushel and not saying anything and not allowing yourself to be seen, and you need to come out and allow yourself to be seen, because I suspect you're probably quite great at what you do. It's just that you've not been ready to show anyone yet, and when they see it, they're going to be wowed. So those of you that chose option 3, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening to me. If you would like a private reading, then email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and I will send you my price list and we can have a chat. But I shall leave you with this to have a think about. I wish you all the best of luck for the future, and please take a very good care of yourself. Thank you. Bye.